I have made over $500 selling books that I no longer want, so I thought it'd be fun to take you along on the journey of selling some more. So you may have seen my unhaul videos recently where I'm getting rid of books that I'm no longer interested in or I've read and disliked, and I've spent a lot of money on my book, so I like to recoup some of that cost, get some money back so that I can buy new books. And so far I've done that over the last few years by selling those books online, and I am about to sell another big batch of books, so I thought it'd be fun to show you how I do that, how much I can make doing that, and kind of the process of how to do that. So the platform that I've been selling my books on since 2021 is Pango Books. This is not at all sponsored by them. That's just the platform that I'll be using in this video. I did reach out to get an ambassador code for you all. So if you use the code Adrian Reads on your first purchase, you'll get $5 off. That could be buying from my shop or any shop on Pango. And whenever I made my first purchase on Pango, I definitely used a coupon code. So I'm happy to share one with you. And I wanted to walk you through first what my bookstore looks like. So you use the same app for buying or selling books. First off, you can see here that my lifetime earnings is $543, which you can cash out for actual money. I've never cashed out. I've spent every penny of that $543 on buying other people's books on Pango. So on my page here, I can see what my bookstore currently looks like. So I currently have 35 books listed. I started listing some yesterday. I do have some books on here from a very long time ago. So if I click on this one, for example, you'll see that this has been on here for 3 years. So obviously that one's not going to sell. I'm going to take that one off. I'm going to go through here and clean up what I have listed. I'm going to just give away or donate the ones that haven't sold. And then I'm going to come back and start listing new books to sell. All right, I'm going to list a book here. I'm going to sell Fourth Wing. I hate this book, but the world loves it, and I want to put it back out in the world to find someone who will enjoy it. So on the app here, I'm going to say sell. And now it wants me to take a photo of my book, which I've just been taking like this. Not the most professional photo, but accept. Then scan the barcode so it can look up what book you're selling. Yes, it's Fourth Wing. And now I'm going to add photos. So I add any additional photos. For example, if this is a known special edition, I'm going to show them that these are not sprayed edges. If I have any markings, like, you know, that black marker thing when you buy a overstock book, I'm going to take a picture of that if it has one. Any damage it may have, I would also take a photo of. I also like to just add additional angles so they can see what condition the book is in. And then you have to fill out the information for the book. So it already knows that this is a hardcover, 1 to 2 pounds. I would say this is excellent condition. The suggested price range on here obviously includes special editions because this is just a plain old version of it. So I'm just gonna say $9. There's no basis for that. I just want to say $5. I'm going to click list. And now there's my listing. So if someone wants the book, they can put it in their cart, they can check out. So I'm going to continue to list books on here that I'm trying to get rid of. And then as books sell or I get any updates on my page, I'll keep you updated for, let's say, the next few weeks, just so you can see how that process goes. And I'm hoping to make a good amount of money to put towards other things. I actually do plan on cashing out this time because I could use that cash for other things. So I'll keep you posted and I'll see you again once I have an update. I sold some books. I listed about 70 books on my bookshop so far. I have maybe like 10 more to add, but when you use Pango, it alerts you when people like save your book or put it in their cart. And I felt like I wasn't getting any traction at first. I was getting a little nervous, but then I suddenly got a bunch of attention. So I'll share my screen with you. But I've now sold a handful of books. So I have someone purchase The Last House on Needless Street, The Vacation, Fourth Wing, The Hollow Places, and then someone bought multiple books together. So Don't Let Her Stay, Not Quite Dead Yet, The Midnight Library, and The Last Flight. So now it's time for next step. When you sell a book, so obviously it already has my address, their address, and it just makes a shipping label. And it knows what books you have, so it knows the weight of the items. And so it'll create a media mail, which is like how you send media, like books and stuff, at a discounted rate with the post office. So it's gonna just give me the labels to print out. I'm gonna package them up and ship them. And if they're small enough, I can just shove them in, you know, those blue boxes you see on the side of the road? You can just stick them in there. But since I'm gonna have a box of 4 books, I'm gonna need to go into a post office and hand it to someone. But 90% of the time, I'm just shoving it in the blue box. I never have to talk to anyone. So let me show you my process for this. All right, so here are the books that I am selling on Pango. I've got them all up here organized, so it'll make it easy. I have bubble mailers, which I'm going to use to package, and then I just have to print out the labels. I also have these, so metal feather bookmarks and like little art piece magnetic bookmarks that I like to throw into packages because for some reason, I like feel bad that people buy my stuff and I have to like give them an extra treat as a thank you. So I'm gonna put those in there. So I'm gonna package these up and then take them to the post office. Right here are my bubble mailers. I literally just, whenever I need some, I order them and just select whatever color is the cheapest. At one point I had teal ones with flamingos on them, and that was like helping me get good reviews because people loved them. But I'm just gonna grab the book. So for example, I sold Fourth Wing, and I'm gonna put it in here, slap on the label, and I'm done. And I realize you might actually want to know how much I'm making. Is that more interesting? Probably. So here's an example. So Fourth Wing I sold for $9, and then the platform takes a fee, so they took was that 20%, $1.80, and I'm gonna earn $7.20. The Hollow Places sold for $5, I'll get $4. The 4 books sold for $21, I'm gonna get almost $17. The Vacation sold for $6, I'll get $4.80. And The Last House on Needless Street, $5, I'll get $4. It's been 2 weeks since I started selling books again, and so far I have made $139. I've gotten multiple orders of multiple books. So before, when I was selling them, they were usually like one-off sales or maybe 1 or 2 books in a series. But now people are like putting together bundles of multiple books, which is so exciting. And I'm at $139. The available earnings is after the book's been delivered, and I think either the buyer gives you a good rating or maybe just a certain amount of time passes, then your money becomes available. So that's what available earnings means. So I did sell a really good one, my Fourth Wing Holiday Edition, for a good price. I have 4 books for 3 buyers waiting shipment, which I'm going to package up right now. But yeah, the books are selling. So far, so good. And everyone who's rated me so far has given me 5 stars. So love that. I wanted to keep this video going until I reached the goal of making as much money from selling books as I held up in my thumbnail, and I did it. I have surpassed the $700 mark thanks largely to these 2, which I'm getting ready to package. So if you don't know, the original hardcover A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy is now rare thanks to TikTok. The books really blew up after the covers had been changed, so I was able to sell them for a pretty penny, and I probably could have sold them for more, but I felt like I sold them for enough. So A Court of Thorns and Roses, well, both of them I listed at $75, but then I have $5 off if you spend a certain amount in my store, free shipping, then I have the platform fee, so I'm gonna earn $51 from each of those books. They were sold like within hours of each other, but two different buyers, so they both have the same total. And that's very exciting. So if I look at my account overall, my lifetime earnings says $595, but I still have almost $200 pending that hasn't moved to my lifetime's earnings yet. So I've made a good amount of money. I've made $244 since this video began just a couple of weeks ago. So I would say this was a success. I'm gonna keep the books up there for a little bit longer, and then some of them I'll probably just take off because I'm gonna do a big trip to the Little Free Library soon, and I'll share that with you as well when it happens. But I had a good time. I hope you learned something. I hope you can either use this knowledge to sell your books and make some money, or now you know a website where you can buy used books and save some money that way. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want an update on how sales are going the next month, I'll also keep you updated if you want. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.